Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate, this is Mystic in the Woods, and today I just wanted to spend a couple quick minutes talking about moving through heaviness on our spiritual paths. So I've been gone from the channel for a few weeks because life, right? I've just been busy. I have a toddler. We've got a lot going on, and I just haven't had the chance to sit down and make any videos. But I've also been working through some kind of heavy stuff on my spiritual path lately, and I just wanted to maybe provide a few tips, and if it helps anyone, great. So you should absolutely take what resonates with you. You should leave what doesn't, and know that I'm not trying to replace mental health care or a therapist or anything like that. These are just some things I found helpful lately and thought maybe someone else would too. So first is reach out. If you have a mentor, if you have a trusted reader, if you have a therapist, if you have somebody who can help you to navigate what you're working through, that can be really helpful. We should never feel like we have to work through things alone. So I know I reached out to my mentor. I had a reading with her, and it was really helpful just to have another perspective, to have somebody remind me of things like it's okay to sit with the feelings, to honor them, stuff like that. So if you have a reader that you trust, that you work with, if you have a mentor that you worked with, even a therapist, just sometimes having that extra perspective to help hold space for you and to shine a light into the situation for you can be really, really helpful. And I think that we all need that at times, is somebody to just hold the safe space for us to navigate and process whatever it is that we're working through. The other thing that really helped me, and this was a thing that my mentor reminded me of, was that it's okay to just sit with and honor the emotions that you're feeling. And in fact, not only is it okay, but sometimes it's imperative. We have to sit with and just really allow ourselves to process whatever we're working through. Oftentimes that includes our inner child or our inner teenager. If you've been following the channel, you've heard me say this before, that inner child work was absolutely the single most instrumental piece of helping me to heal and has helped me along on my spiritual path, is inner child work. But I don't think that inner teenager work gets talked about enough. And often it's our inner child who feels activated when something happens in life or on our spiritual path. And it's our inner child who really needs to be comforted or reparented or something like that. But sometimes it's our inner teenager, and sometimes our inner teenager needs whatever they need. They need to be angry. They need to be sad. They need to be whatever it is that they are. And so I think that giving yourself time to honor those emotions and to hold space for your inner child or your inner teenager can really, really help when we're navigating something that feels hard or heavy or scary. And again, never feel like you shouldn't reach out to a mentor or reader or somebody to help hold that space for you. The other things that I think are really important is that sometimes when we hit these bumps, we want to get back on track so fast and we want to move forward that we start to go, okay, what new thing do I need? What do I need to add? Maybe I'm not doing enough. And sometimes maybe that's true. Maybe sometimes we do need something new to get us through the bumps and into the next phase. But also, maybe sometimes we just need to strip it back and we need to revisit the foundations of whatever our practices are. For me, grounding is instrumental, and I do think, of course, I'm not here to tell anybody what your spiritual practice should look like or what your practices should look like or should include. This is just my opinion, and you can absolutely just leave it. But I do think that everybody's practice should include some type of grounding, some way to connect with the earth, to center, ground, and to be present. And I know that revisiting my grounding practice in its most simplest form has been really instrumental in me working through these feelings and these energies the last few weeks. For me, that also looks like a daily card pull, and it looks like getting back in touch with the elements. The 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water. We find these in various forms all across the world. Of course, we find it in the tarot, but we also find it on all kinds of spiritual paths, in all sorts of practices and religions. We find the elements in various aspects. So I think that there's something that is accessible for all of us in various ways. And so for me, when I'm starting to feel stuck, or I'm starting to feel fearful, or I'm starting to feel heavy, or even like I'm being rushed, so any of these things that we don't want to feel, revisiting the elements and my grounding practice are really, really important. So it's the inner child and or teenager work, a daily draw, and revisiting the elements with a grounding practice. It sounds like a lot, but it's really not that much. And those are kind of the 4 pillars, though, of my personal practice. And so whatever those pillars look like for you, sometimes stripping it back and revisiting those is actually what we need while we're in that moment of honoring those emotions, while we're sitting in that cocoon. So very often, right before we hit an expansion on our spiritual path or in our lives, we go through a contraction first, right? So it's almost like that hanged man energy, or where we are in the cocoon, right? Where a little caterpillar goes into the cocoon in order to come out a butterfly. But in that cocoon, things feel dark and heavy and confined. And while we're in there are things we can do to honor that time and that space and to help us come out the other side. So I hope that you found something helpful in here. Again, take what was helpful, leave what wasn't. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do or how to practice. And if there's anything in here that you would like me to expand on or tell you more about, just leave a comment below. I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video, and I hope you're having a great day. Bye.